I think to start off with, let me welcome our doyen, the person who has really brought us all together. I don't think she really needs any introduction. Juanita, would you like to come and welcome us? Thank you.
I was hoping I'd pull slightly bigger crowds, but I won't take it personally. Good morning, everybody. I hope you've had fun till now. So I'm a firm believer in not having very formal conferences. For me, it's pointless if people don't feel that they can ask questions and that they can grow and put their hands up and not be scared of sounding stupid. We all do it to ourselves all the time. But I just want to, firstly I want to say that I'm incredibly humbled just by how this event has been growing. It's phenomenal. Just a couple of years ago I could walk out there and greet every single person, and I knew who they were, I knew their family, warts and all, and that's changed. Now I walk around and I hardly know anybody, but it's also encouraging. It reflects on us. This year we printed 1,020 badges, which is incredible. There's always a little bit of attrition. We don't know what the final number is yet, but having started this event, and the first year we pulled 150 people, and we honestly thought we rocked. We thought we were in the business. It's not over a really long period. It's only our 6th event and our 5th one in South Africa. So it's really phenomenal growth that we experience. The other thing that has changed over the last couple of years is that our international guests keep getting more and more and more. And for us, that's really, it's fantastic. It's very expensive to travel to South Africa. So we want to do a special welcome and a thank you to everybody. Another thing that is very important for us is that we've got more and more financial institutions that are attending these events, people that either have investment in the industry or that are looking to invest in the industry. And that's fantastic for us. So we host these things really with the aim of having conversations about the problems that the industry experiences and finding solutions to those problems. It's a tough one because you've got to be brutally honest. You've got to put things out there that are maybe not as easy to have a conversation about. You know, people tend to be nervous, they don't want to be controversial, but at the end of the day, as an industry association, there is a part of us that need to address exactly those things. We need to find solutions for the things, and that's our purpose, that's our main aim. So what's important for us, and especially for me, is in my day-to-day job, it keeps coming back to exactly the same thing. Our fight constantly is with access to way leaves, quality of the networks. Those are the things that keep reappearing and keeps ending up on our table and in our inboxes. Fighting with local authorities, fighting with so-called business forums that are holding industry ransom. These are issues that really hold the industry back. At the same time, I want to encourage all of our members, and we say this to municipalities wherever we talk to them. We are not interested in dealing with subcontractors that are not willing to deliver quality work. We want them out of the industry, and we want to rid the industry as badly of them as they want to. So even though when we come together with local authorities, it's often with negativity and animosity, by the end of the day, we've all got this in common. We want quality networks to be installed that will last for the next 100 years. We want to make use of contractors that know what they do, that are willing to invest in the industry and in the long-term economy that this is supposed to be enabling. So I want to encourage every single operator to really take stock of the people that you employ, to re-look the amount of times that we are subcontracting to the point where there is zero bottom line left in a project. That is where the shortcuts are being taken. And that is where we are getting hurt. That is where we are offending municipalities. So sometimes what we do sounds really negative. But at the same time, while we only have one shot of getting this right, I also meet heroes every day. There are incredible people that come across my path, people that are simply doing their jobs right. And this morning I want to ask Kevin, are you here? Kevin Gradich. Come stand here in the light where we can see you. This young man picked up the phone some time ago and he phoned me because he wanted to make a difference. And while I don't have very big statues for you this morning, Kevin, or big awards or things that I can get away, I just want to thank you for being out there. He's like the fox terrier of the industry. He has taken it upon himself to start compiling a docket and start collecting evidence on some of the issues that are happening in the industry, some of the companies that are being held up, ransomed. He's just putting information together and he's single-handedly driving this thing internally, trying to find solutions. He's one of our everyday heroes. An employee that's just going out of his way to make a change. Can we just give him a hand? Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right.
Then, of course, there's guys like Jacques van Eyck, who's just so passionate about a plastic pipe. It like really boggles the mind. Jacques is right. He wants to write standards for ducting, and he phones and says, I'll take this on. I'll drive it. There are people like some of our committees, guys under Chris Null and the Skills Development Advisory Committee, who are developing skills, frameworks, taking a look at training schools, making sure that the playing field is level and that we get the job done right, and that when we educate people, that we know that these people are educated at a very specific level. Also, just want to give special mention to my board of directors. You may or may not know, Alec is here this morning, Bora is here, I can't remember who else I saw around. These guys work for Mahala. They don't get a salary, but they also support the industry. During our board meetings, they give us feedback. They tell us how they would like to have things driven. We discuss issues that are pertinent, and they help us guide the industry and the issues that the industry are subjected to and what we need to focus on. A special word of thanks to people like Brandon Doyle, who has helped us set up this association from the beginning with myself, and of course my co-founding partner, Richard Kame, who's been there since the very first day. On Monday afternoon, we delivered an investors workshop where we spend 5 hours every year with some investors, and we just jump them through the hoops so we can also teach the finance people what all this technology is about and make sure they understand all the jargon so that they can keep giving us their money. I'm happy to also announce that this year we're a premier partner with AfricaCom. It's something I think that's been coming a long time. This year they've invited us to actively help them drive their fiber portion of their event. It's a very big event. Most of you go to it as well. And this year you will see our logo on a lot of the collateral, as we'll be driving a much closer partnership with them going forward, driving some of the conversations. I think last year they had about 12,000 people that attended. We're hoping to steer and guide the conversation about fiber at their event in a much bigger and better way, so that we can also just get to a lot more people and have the conversation about what it is that we do. So I think that's the end of what I wanted to say. I just want to remind you that we're here to build quality networks. We need to show respect for each other's assets. We need to employ people and develop the skill as we go along. Andile made reference to it yesterday. We're very keen to look at picking up or setting up a form of an incubator where we can develop SMMEs. So we want to go out there and, I know that there's a lot of SED spend that are taking place every year, but we feel that as a collective, if we can throw our money into one pool, that we can achieve so much more. There's massive scope for growth in this industry. We really want to get people to participate in this economy and be a part of it. But in order to do that, it's critical for us to build sustainable businesses. We need to make sure that people are developed entrepreneurially, that they understand the standards that are expected of them, and that we all start operating together on a level playing field so that we can also protect the margins at which these companies are supposed to do business at. So there's an old saying that goes, we're not where we'd like to be, but thank God we're not where we used to be. So I think we're going forward. I think we're making great progress as an industry. We've got fantastic development plans for East and West Africa. We've been saying that for years, and we try and stop and start and stop, and you try and set something up and you run into hurdles, but it looks more and more like in the past it was us pushing it, and now that's changing into a pool, which is exactly where we need to be. So I think it's been enough time for this, and the message is starting to really spread across Africa, and we're very excited to participate in it. Then just in closing, I don't know who of you have put on an event, but it's always tough. I have never put on a perfect event. In fact, we've learned as we go along. In fact, 6 years ago, I've never put on any event, let alone, well, maybe my daughter's birthday party, if that qualifies. But other than that, I've never done anything like this. And some years are better than others. It's never perfect. This year was particularly bad. But in spite of that, there are always people that are there, always people that stand by you, that participate in this, that put their hand up, that hit their heads against walls, but they're back next year. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the sponsors, especially the main sponsors, mainly Mauritius Telecom, who have, for the third year running, invested in this event. They are incredibly passionate about fiber, and especially fiber to the home. It's a really important topic for them. Then all the other gold sponsors. This banner behind me is one of the problems that we had this year. It's supposed to be way big, but if you got your binoculars at the door and you can see the names that's written on here, then all these companies, I'd like to say thank you to all our gold sponsors, VH Fiber that celebrated their birthday, Comscope, Corning, the silver sponsors, Concilium, Mikos, PPC and TIS, all the exhibitors. Thank you to the guys that are bringing us the coffee, the waters, most importantly, the gin bar and the craft beer bar. MCT, just want to thank all of you for it. And we've got a little something that I think we'll hand over to them a little bit later, Risha. Thank you, guys. I'm going to hand back to Andre. Thank you again for coming. Please come back again, support this event. We want your feedback. Pick up my business card at our stand. Send us a mail. Let us know what works, what doesn't work. It's really your event. We put this on for your inputs, and we want your feedback. Thank you to everybody. Johan van Dalen, thank you for being here, sitting through all the sessions. Have a fun day. If you haven't met me, stop me, shake my hand. I'd love to know who you are and what it is that you do. Enjoy.